This is our first screenshot of the 2K25 builder. As you guys can see, a lot has been changed. There is a lot of new stuff to talk about, but the first few minutes of this video is kind of just me doing my own thing. Got some gameplay in the background. I'm talking about stuff I did this year, stuff I plan to do next year. But if you're just here for that new 2K25 news, the badges, the builder, the takeovers, the new features, any of that stuff, I'm gonna have timestamps down below. Don't feel bad if you have to skip ahead. I understand. Not all you guys want to sit here and listen to me talk for 5 minutes, and I get that. If you're an OG and you want to listen to me talk for an extra 5 minutes on top of this already long video, I appreciate that too. But if not, skip ahead. No hard feelings. And yeah, let's just get on to the video. What's going on, everyone? I hope y'all having a wonderful day. It is that time of year again. 2K25 comes out in less than a month, and we are starting to get, those small tidbits of information from the devs. Now, I have to say, I'm not trying to ride 2K or anything, but the game looks decent. Now, it's hard to tell, obviously, how good the game will be just off of a few gameplay clips and some comments from the devs, but we do have a few community members that have play tested the game, and so far they have some good things to say about it. So let's keep our fingers crossed. A few things they've had to mention are things like the court size being a little bit bigger, and our player models in comparison to the court side just gives us more room to operate, which sounds like a pretty cool thing to me, because I always felt like our players just look so massive on the court now. Like, even small players look huge, big players look even bigger. Like, the player to court size ratio just wasn't it. And people have been talking about this for years, which I didn't even know that, but I'm kind of happy they have been, because it looks pretty good in 25. Now, I plan to go hard in 2K25. I enjoyed 2K24. The videos did pretty well. Just coming back to make a few more videos to end off 2K24 has been fun as shit. And coming back onto my Xbox and seeing some of these messages that I've got sent to me during my absence just fills my heart with joy. To all of you sending me messages telling me you really like my videos, to keep up the good work on YouTube, thank you. Thank you. I love to know that you guys get enjoyment from my videos. That's what it's all about. And then some of you guys, you offer to run with me with your big man and your lockdowns and this and that. And I gotta say, that is amazing. That is just so awesome that people are offering to play with me. You guys actually think I'm good like that? I appreciate it. But let me be clear about something. This is a PSA to anyone from this point forward who offers to run with me on 2K. Be prepared to get some L's. I mean, I'm not terrible at the game. I'm not going to be throwing, but I'm not a god. I'm just a man dribbling a virtual basketball. And for all the fun I have in my videos and for the dubs I do show you, there's quite a bit of L's as well. I would say my record is usually is not great. It's always positive, but not like 80% positive. We're talking more like 55, 60% positive. So, be prepared to take some L's. But when we play for fun, clips, just mess around. We like to enjoy ourselves on the game. I'm not here to sweat. And if you're okay with that, then yeah, hit me up. What the hell? We're gonna run some 2K. We're gonna have a lit time, fucking around, and just enjoying ourselves like we should be doing on this video game. It is a video game. Have some fun. Now, the thing that excites me the most out of every year of 2K is this time, right? Specifically closer to the release date, but now is when we're getting that information. And for me, the most fun thing about any 2K game is playing with the builder. Every year, they change the build system. And usually it's pretty different from the year before. Sometimes it's small changes, sometimes it's an entire revamped system. And for me, I love trying to create unique builds that are different from everyone else. And then I end up going down the rabbit hole of making build after build until my pockets are empty. So, the fall months for Reno, they're gonna be rough. The pocket's gonna be thin, but we'll make it work. But that leads us to like today's video, the pure Playmaker and the 2K25 builder. Now, as of recording this video, as of today, I'm recording this video on 2 separate days. As of right now, the 2K25 builder is being leaked. I say leaked, the devs are giving us info, but we have a lot of information to go on now. And I'm honestly excited as shit for the information that we got. I'm gonna show you more information a little bit later in the video, but it is awesome. But back to the Pure Playmaker. Now, I've gotten messages about my Pure Playmaker. My most viewed video on YouTube was about my Pure Playmaker builds. And I gotta say, I'm very happy that even in this day and age of 2K, where everyone is just trying to sweat their ass off, make the most meta player and win games, we still have a solid community of us playmaking, dribbling little fanatics on the sticks, just trying to enjoy ourselves on the game. And that is what I'm here for. That is the community we are trying to build. And if you watched my video last year, my Pure Playmaker video, a lot of people did. I tried so hard to make Pure Playmaker builds, and while I made a lot of players that definitely reflected that in the stats, the Playmaker build name was just not there. Every time I got to a point where Playmaker should have been the build name, it would give me floor general. And if I did a small forward, it would give me point forward, which point forward is better than floor general, but still, it's not Playmaker. Playmaker is that build name that we want. And I had some people telling me that it is possible to get the Playmaker build video in this game. They're like, oh yeah, man, I've done it. Where's the proof? Show me the proof, because I don't see it and I never have. And I just don't believe it was in this game, even for those people that said they got it. Man, liar. Now, hopefully in 2K25, we get that beautiful Playmaker build name that we know and love. But even if we don't, that's just a small thing. The actual builder itself looks awesome. And let's talk about it a little bit. So before I even continue talking about the builder, I want to thank the community in itself for, going out there, getting all that information, compiling it together to make it easier for people like me to talk about it when I make my own video. Guys like Badge Plug, Laker Fan, Joe Knows, these guys have these videos where they compile all the info. And, I gotta say, that's where most of my research comes from. Obviously, I try and find the info on my own, but, I'm just not tied in to the sources like these guys are. So, thank you for everyone that's putting the hard work out there to make these videos. And now it's my turn to give my opinion on it. So I have to say, off rip, it sounds very appealing to someone like me. First thing that I absolutely love, they took out badge regression. If you didn't know, 2K24, when you got your badges, you could also lose your badges for not using them enough. I thought that was stupid. Many people thought that was stupid. Thankfully, they took that out the game. Now we have a system that's extremely similar to 2K19 if you ever played it. And if you haven't, it's basically like this year where your build has specific badges that they could obtain. But when you play and you actually utilize those badges or do those actions, you get badge progression, but you don't lose it like you did in 24. And in 25, it's going to be the same way. We're going to get badge progression from using our badges or doing actions that would use our badges, but then we just keep our badges, which is, it's pretty nice. Added to this, we have proper takeovers back. Finally, the takeover system in 25 is pretty in-depth, and I don't know everything, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I do. But I know that there's supposedly 72 takeovers in the game, but it's different than other years. It's not that each of these takeovers has a unique ability. It's basically these 72 takeovers are essentially going to upgrade certain stats that will, affect your playstyle. Obviously, like you could take one takeover, it's going to upgrade 3-point shot mid-range. Maybe it's just a shooting takeover. That's just hypothetical. Maybe you take a finishing one and it gives you layup, driving dunk, close shot, or vertical, or speed, or strength. I don't know. But the takeovers are going to upgrade your stats. And then with those 72 takeovers, we have 14 takeover abilities. And those abilities are what we know as our typical takeovers. So 72 takeovers that are going to change the stats that we get when we have takeover. But then the 14 abilities are going to be, the ankle breakers and the limitless shooting and all of those takeover abilities that allow us to basically perform on a whole other level. So 72 takeovers, but don't get it twisted. It's more like 14 takeover abilities. And these 72 takeovers that they're talking about are just kind of different stat combinations that could go along with these 14 takeover abilities. That's how I perceived it, at least. If I'm wrong, then, we'll find out in a month, or maybe you'll watch another video and they will correct me. In that case, I'm sorry. But now on to the real serious stuff, the builder itself. This is the picture of the builder that I've seen leaked. I don't know if this is the only picture. I don't know if there's anything else. But just off this picture, there's a lot to talk about. Off rip, they finally separated rebounding from the rest of the defense category, which I feel like was necessary. Rebounding is not just a defensive thing, especially offensive rebounding. That's definitely more of a physical side of the game, and just more of a completely different thing than being a defenseman. Like, there is tons of great defenders out there who are not really known for their rebounding, so why keep it all in one stat? It's not a huge thing, but to me it's pretty important. Even though I'm all about the playmakers, I have a ton of side characters, and I like to make players that have good rebounding. Specifically, one of my favorite players to make in this game is Charles Barkley. The man is a freak. 6'6", power forward. Some people say he was closer to 6'4", and he was a rebounding machine. I have a Charles Barkley build in this game. I had a Charles Barkley build in 2K20. I make a Charles Barkley build almost every year. You know what? If you guys want to see the Charles Barkley build, leave a comment. I will definitely show off my 24 Charles Barkley build, and then we'll make another one in 25. But the bigger things you might notice in this screenshot is the fact that acceleration no longer exists. Acceleration is not a stat anymore. They've changed it to agility. There's also no stamina, and I'll explain that. So supposedly, instead of acceleration, which last year, 24, was supposed to change how we moved with the ball, a lot of people said they didn't notice it. Some people said they did. I had characters with excel and characters without. I feel like I noticed it, but it didn't make a big difference. Now this year we got agility. Agility does not affect how you move with the ball. It is strictly off-ball movements, things like cutting to the basket, moving laterally on defense, all that stuff. So it will make a difference, but at least now we're not being bamboozled into putting acceleration on our small guards and other players when it probably doesn't do much. Speed is the same, but the way they make it sound this year is that the main thing that will be determining how we dribble the basketball in terms of speed and everything else, launches, all of that, is our speed with ball rating, which makes sense. We still have a speed rating. I'm not sure how that affects our dribbling with the ball. I assume it will make a bit of a difference, but then again, I don't know. We'll figure that out in a month when the game comes out. Now for the stamina. This is another big one. You can see the stamina is not being shown on this screenshot. It is not part of the builder, which to me, I like that. Stamina doesn't take up a ton of attribute points, but it does take up a bit, and I feel like it's nice that we can now allocate those points somewhere else. But how the stamina is going to work this year, every my player is going to start off with an 85 stamina. We're going to get 4 Gatorade workouts a week, not 5 like we have now. And every workout that you get 3 stars or more on, we're going to get 2 stamina attributes that permanently get added to our player. So after 1 week, you can have 8. After the second week, you can have another 8. So that's 16 in total. Basically 2 weeks, and you get not even 2 weeks, 1 week, and then the beginning of the next week. So we'll say just under a week and a half, you can have your full 99 stamina on your player, which really isn't that bad. I'm not sure if it'll transfer from new players going forward, or if it's just a player you did it on. Even if it is, it's not terrible. Although if you want to make a new player, having to wait that week to get your full stamina, it's gonna suck. But after you hit 99 stamina, any Gatorade workouts you do after that, they're going to work the same as this year and the past few 2Ks we've had, where as long as you get 3 stars or more on your workouts, you're going to get your Gatorade meter, and yeah, you're going to have your Gatorade meter for the week. Now, apparently there's 12 different workouts in the Gatorade gym. And after you've hit 99 stamina, which should only take 8 workouts, if you do 1 more week of workouts and you make sure you do all 12 different workouts, you don't just do the same 4 every week, then as long as you complete all 12 unique workouts in the gym, you'll get a permanent Gatorade meter. So basically gym rat. And it takes 3 weeks because you need 3 sets of workouts to do them. So 3 weeks for gym rat is also not that bad. Again, I don't know if it will transfer to all your players going forward. I really hope they do that. And if they do, that'll be just amazing. W2K. But even this, being able to get gym rat after 3 weeks is just nice. Gym rat has been seen as this luxury, which it kind of is, but it's more of a quality of life thing. I don't want to have to go to the Gatorade gym every week and do my workouts, especially if I haven't played in a little while. I hop on with my friends, like, okay, I'm waiting in the park, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do my Gatorade workouts. I gotta go lift some weights right now. I don't want to do that. No one wants to do that. So being able to get gym rat early on in the year will be nice. And now finally, the last major thing I wanted to talk about. This is the big one in my eyes. They revamped the badges in 2K25. So we'll start here and then we'll move on. I want to hit you with the best first. You could see just based off this screenshot, there's red badges. These are new. We've never seen these before. And yes, they are a tier above Hall of Fame badges. So there's now 5 badge tiers: bronze, silver, gold, Hall of Fame, and these red ones, which are called legend badges. I hope they perform even better than Hall of Fame badges, although that will be a little bit scary if they're like way better. But my guess is that you probably won't be able to get these legend badges unless you have an insanely high stat in that category. But even then, that's still pretty cool, you know, because this year it was a little insane. Some of the Hall of Fame badges literally took like a 97 to 99 stat, that's high. That's really high, and I get it. But having these legend badges, if those are something that you can only get with one of those really high ratings, I think that's worth it. You can obviously see in this screenshot something like Legend Speed Booster, which is now called Lightning Launch. Another thing I have to mention about the badges, they changed some things up. But Lightning Launch, which is Speed Booster, is a 94 speed with ball to unlock it, which is pretty high. And I feel like that'll be good because not a lot of players will be able to get a 94 speed with ball. Like we can see this 6'2" player is barely getting it. And if that's the case, obviously it sucks for some people because I like being tall with a nice high speed with ball rating, but it doesn't look like 2K is going back in that direction. And I guess I'm fine with that. I can adapt. But these legend badges change the game. I would love to see how effective something like Legend Ankle Breaker is. And I hope it works well. I really want to make a build with Legend Ankle Breaker and see how good of a little dribbler I can really be. Now, with the badges, they didn't just add this new tier of badges, which I think is awesome, but they kind of condensed things a little bit and made things a little bit better. I always liked it when there was less badges, and they're kind of going back to that in a way that still works with the modern game that we now have. So they condensed everything down to 40 badges. We'll start with the finishing badges. You can see all of them here. I got them all up on screen though. A lot of the same things from last year, but a lot of different stuff. So we have Layup Mixmaster, improves a player's ability to finish fancy or acrobatic layups successfully. So it seems like with this one, they mixed acrobat with two-step and the spin cycle one, the spin layups, kind of put it all together in one badge. I'm fine with that. I think that makes sense. Paint Prodigy, that just seems like a new badge, which is improves a player's ability to quickly and efficiently score while going into the paint. I like that. Post Powerhouse strengthens a player's ability at backing down defenders and moving them with drop steps. It seems like a mix of Back Down Punisher and the Drop Stepper badge. We got Post Up Poet, raises the chances of faking or getting by defender as well as scoring when performing moves in the post. This seems like a mix of Post Spin Technician and Dream Shake put together. That's what that seems like. Post Rise or Rise Up are the same. Now this is crazy to me. Shooting badges, there is only 5. As far as I know, there's only 5 shooting badges in the entire game. Deadeye, Limitless Range, Mini Marksman, which elevates the likelihood of making shots over a taller defender, Set Shot Specialist, which boosts the chances of knocking down standstill jump shots, and Shifty Shooter, which improves a player's ability to successfully make off the dribble high difficulty jump shots. That's crazy. We had a lot of shooting badges in the past 2K, and now we're down to 4. And that seems like a mix of both 3-point shooting and mid-range shooting. Blinders gone, catch and shoot gone. Although catch and shoot, set shot specialist kind of go in together, you know, but a lot of the big badges we had don't seem to exist anymore. Open looks gone, which makes sense because shooting took a big revamp in this game. So I can understand having minimal shooting badges. This is a little less than I would have expected though. I think maybe 1 or 2 more shooting badges would have been nice to see, but you know what? This is the game we got and I'm here for it. I'm fine with 5. Now, then rebounding. Like I said, it's a separate category from defense now, which I like. And we got Box Out Beast, Rebound Chaser, both, you know, the 2 we all know and love. We don't need anything else for rebounding. Playmaking. I'm pretty excited for this. We have Ankle Assassin. Increase the ability to break down the defender or cross them up. So right off the bat, I want to say this is probably a mix of ankle breaker, kind of like a tight handles kind of thing. Hopefully it works well. I'm not saying I need to drop people every possession. I think 2K24 ankle breaker was pretty effective, but then other 2Ks we've had, ankle breaker didn't work at all. Hopefully they find a nice balance here. I would love to try ankle assassin on legend badge tier. Hopefully it's good. You know what? I'm excited for that. Bailout, break starter, dimer, handles for days, all stuff that we know. Then lightning launch is the new speed booster, which I am good with. Strong handles is, to me, the same idea as physical handles from this year. Basically reduces the likelihood of being bothered by defenders when dribbling. Maybe it's actually a little bit better than physical handles. I won't lie. Hopefully I can get that without having to have some crazy high strength, because having that as a dribbler would be very, very nice. Unblockable, the same as last year and many years before. And then finally, versatile visionary improves a player's ability to thread and fit tight passes, including alley-oops, quickly and on time. That, I love to see that. That's basically a mix of needle threader, lob city passer, all of that put together. Actually, it kind of seems like it's going to incorporate flashy passes in there too, which I'm all for it. Having that in one badge makes things so much easier, and I feel like it should be in one badge. If you're a good passer, you're a good passer. There's no reason I should need 16 badges to tell me that I'm a good passer. Playmaking category is a dub. Now defense. Challenger glove, the same. High flying defender boosts the speed and leaping ability of a defensive player in anticipation of a block attempt. That seems like a replacement for chase down artist, except it also doesn't specifically say chase down. So I feel like with that badge, you're going to be able to just block everyone. And it looks pretty cool though. I'm happy with that. I always like blocks in 2K. Hopefully they're not overpowered though. Let's hope they're not overpowered. I really don't want them to be overpowered. Then we got two that we've already seen. Off-ball pest we've already seen. On-ball menace. Hounds and bodies up while defending on the perimeter. That scares me. I'm hoping that strong handle can kind of counteract that. But like I said, hopefully we can get strong handles on a smaller player without having to have a bunch of strength. That would be nice. Paint patroller increases a player's ability to block and contest shots at the rim. Seems like basically anchor. Just a replacement of anchor, maybe almost a bit of intimidator mixed in there. We all remember that badge. Pick dodger, post lockdown, same move that we've seen. Then we got brick wall, slippery off ball, which again, we've seen those. And finally, pogo stick allows players to quickly recover and go back up for another jump upon landing. This could be after a rebound, block attempt, or even a jump shot, which is interesting. I wonder what that means for jump shooting. I feel like it won't be very different. What are you going to do? Just grab your own rebound really fast? Probably not. Hopefully it's nothing crazy. But it's interesting that they added it in there. It's an all-around badge. It's considered an all-around badge, which is pretty cool. And the last part of badges that I haven't mentioned, there are 2 tiers of badges this year, not like last year where there was 4. And they're actually called just tier 1 and 2, not A tier, S tier, B tier, C, none of that. We have 2 tiers of badges, tier 1 and tier 2 badges. Tier 1 badges, we'll say, are like the worst of the badges, but it doesn't actually make them perform different from what I understand. And then tier 2 badges are like the more prestigious ones, we'll say. But 2K says that the badge tier will have a lot to do with your height, or almost all to do with your height, maybe all to do with your height, which is interesting. I imagine having like rebound chaser as a small player will probably make it a tier 1 badge, whereas having rebound chaser on, say, a 7-footer will probably make it a tier 2 badge. I imagine it's that style, and that makes sense to me. But with this, we have boost a badge 1 level above its max potential. You must progress a badge to its max potential before equipping this perk. These are unlocked level 15 and level 30 for in each season. Level 15 for tier 2 badges, level 30 for tier 1 badges. And at first I thought that was insane, because if I can make a player with like gold quick first step and he's kind of taller, but then I can upgrade it to Hall of Fame, that seems insane, right? But your badges equipped with max 1 will revert to their original level at the end of the season. That balances it right out. Obviously, you're still going to have people that get it, but getting to level 30 before you can get it, you know, it doesn't make it as broken, or else that would be insane. Participation, badges equipped with this perk will earn a flat base amount of progression each game, regardless of how many times it's activated. That's pretty cool, especially for those badges that you just can't seem to activate, you can't seem to get. And then synergy, badges equipped with this perk will receive progression when your teammates earn badge progression using the same badge. That's pretty cool as well. If you have like 2 shooters on your squad, or you just put on like rebound chaser, everyone's gonna grab rebounds. You can just get a little bit of extra badge progression from the teammates, which is nice. Then finally, for badges, the last thing we have is the badge elevators, similar to the floor setters from this year, except obviously you can't go down anymore. Badge elevators can permanently boost an individual badge of your choice up to 3 levels within its max potential. For example, if your badge is currently at bronze but has a max potential of legend, it can immediately boost it up 3 levels from bronze to silver to gold to Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool. And these are going to be unlocked through the season, so that also tells us that there is going to be a season again. And you'll be able to earn a 2-level badge elevator from season 1 to 4 and a 3-level badge elevator from seasons 5 to 8, which again, I understand 2K usually juices the rewards as the year goes on, but let's see how many people actually even make it to season 5 to 8. I'm pretty sure I stopped playing 24 after season 3 or 4, and then I came back for season 7/8-ish. So let's see how it goes. We plan to go all the way through 2K25, so let's hope that we don't burn out. And the final bit of information for this video, the last thing I want to talk about, and I think this is pretty cool, is cap breakers. This completely changes the game. Cap breakers are something that we had back in 2K20, 21 current gen. Not for a long time, actually. It wasn't a very long time we had cap breakers, but people did like them. However, they work differently this year. It's not going to be hit 95 and then you break your cap and go to 99 to get your +5 stats. That's not really how it seems to work here. The way it looks is that, let's say your ball handle is maxed out at an 85, you can apply 2 cap breakers to play with an 87 ball handle rating and also unlock access to any animations, badges, or takeovers that require an 87 ball handle. But 2K was smart with this. They added some restrictions to help keep things somewhat balanced. Now, I don't know if the restrictions make it better or if they make it worse, because without the restrictions, it kind of just makes for so many more build possibilities, but with the restrictions, it kind of just makes it so it still gives you more build possibilities, but it more just allows you to spread your stats out more, if that makes sense. Essentially, each attribute cap can increase a maximum of 5 above its cap. You can use a cap breaker on an attribute up to its max potential rating. So if let's say I'm 6'5", and the max speed with ball for 6'5" is 89, like it was this year, but I really want to get Hall of Fame speed booster, which is 91 speed with ball. I wouldn't be able to put 2 cap breakers on and get 91 speed with ball because the max for that height is 89 speed with ball still. So like I said, it'll be cool because you can save attributes when you're originally creating your player, and I guess that's what this is really for. But it's interesting in the sense that you're not really going to be able to, you're actually not really breaking the cap. Like, you kind of are, but not really. You're more just adding your attributes to different things when you're creating your player so that you can save overall points and put them in other places as the year goes on. But yeah, even that, you must progress an attribute to its max potential rating before applying a cap breaker. Still a really cool feature. I like that, and it's going to be a lot of fun when I'm creating a player to be able to spread out my attributes a little bit and account for this. It's going to be something I'm thinking about all the time the first time I get in the builder. Still very happy that they've come out with a bit of a change to kind of differentiate the builder, but it's not exactly what you might thought it would be. It's not what I thought it was going to be when I originally read that nice cap breaker title, but it's still pretty cool. And that's like the main gist of it, guys. Obviously I didn't say everything, but then again, I knew I wouldn't say everything. This video's already been too long. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. I appreciate it. Helps me out. Subscribe. We're close to that 1K subs, and I'd like to hit that. 2K25, we're coming out hard. We're going to be grinding. This next month, I'm just going to be on my toes all month because it's going to be the 2K builder flashing in my head. I'm going to be thinking about what I can make. And then when the builder finally comes out, it's going to be so fun to finally mess around and see what kind of player I can make. I'm so excited just talking about it. Whew. I don't know what else to say. Take it easy, boys. I love you all. Have a good night.